Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Talks with JC, and I'm your host, Javonica. Hey guys, we have a special guest today, and she would like to reveal herself. Aiden. Girl, what is this?
A podcast?
I thought I told you to get cute.
Are you saying I'm not cute right now?
You pulled up to my podcast with a towel on your head.
I'm in my most like natural state. This is when I look my best.
Right. So today, guys, we have a
Yeah.
very special topic. It's actually gonna be what we're posting this on. We're talking about YouTube today. Woo! YouTube! Right. That's enough. So my first question that I have for you, how has YouTube affected you?
Me personally, um, I feel like a lot of the people in our chat, they can relate to this. I was a child with unsupervised internet access,
Right.
right? So I was seeing a lot of questionable things, and I definitely feel like that has affected the way that I am, and it is the reason that I react the way that I do in
Right.
certain situations. Right. Being exposed to that at a very early age, not the greatest thing, but I turned out so great, so maybe yes.
Right. Well, so in my case, because I'm such a lovely child, I don't know. Um, YouTube has, it's really brought me a long way. It's brought me creativity. I learned how to do makeup on there. I learned how to play Minecraft on there. I mean, I'm learning every single thing on YouTube. I was learning how to do chemistry back in ninth grade. That's how serious it got. YouTube will never fail me. Do you feel that YouTube still has the same effect that it had before? Like, are you feeling the same type of way when you go on YouTube and you watch it now as the same way that you felt before? Like, how are we feeling about that?
Honestly, no, not really. I feel like YouTube had a really strong presence before. Like people could actually make a living off of just being a YouTuber before, because everybody was on YouTube. I
Right.
feel like because there was just nothing else to watch. Like Netflix wasn't really that big of a thing.
That's
Disney
true.
Plus wasn't a thing. Hulu wasn't that big of
They
a
weren't
thing.
up and
Anything like
popular.
that. Yeah. And like everybody was just so much more creative. They're always doing something. If they weren't filling a pool with Orbeez, they were making slime out of something. They were pranking someone. They were doing something.
We're traveling across the world
But
in a
now it's
ball.
just yes,
Yes.
yes, absolutely. They were doing all these crazy stunts and stuff. Now it's just not interesting. Like nobody's doing any of that. Most of the old like OG YouTubers that were really big back then, they don't even make videos anymore.
Mhm.
So it's just kind of that culture has just kind of died.
Yeah, it's died down, especially now. Like those old YouTubers who were like they were popping back then. Now they have families, kids, and all these things, and there's like they don't have time to.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't have time to sit and post a hour video for us no more. 30-minute video, and I've noticed the same thing that they're just putting content out. They're not thinking about what they're putting out. Our audience was mostly like kids and stuff like that. And I think that's also another thing. Everybody grew up. And so now the people
That's true.
everyone who was watching YouTube when it first came out, like we're all older now. We don't watch the same things anymore. So now people are trying to find things to like grab the audience. And it's just like you're grabbing them, but you're not keeping them? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and I'll rewatch like a video that I used to love when I was little, and I'll realize that my brain was in a blender. Like literally, what is that? What am I
Right.
watching right now? How did this entertain me?
No, yeah, and like when you do go back and you like watch the things that used to entertain you, it's just like, how did I sit through that? But then you have to remember that when you were younger, it was just like, oh, like you weren't thinking about all those things. Like any little thing grabs your attention. Now you're older, and it's just like if you don't grab my attention in the first 3 seconds, I'm bored, especially after COVID. Like,
Yeah,
so another question. This might be my final question for you today. What are some YouTubers that have affected you or inspired you in a way?
I always watch Markiplier. If I needed to watch like somebody play a game or whatever, it was always him
Right.
because he screams really loud because his reactions are very like in your face, right? And if it wasn't him, I watched this one dude. Nobody knows about him.
Right.
Like he's super
Right.
tiny. His name was Jay. His account name was like Jay from the Cub Scouts.
Mm,
Me personally, I feel like being exposed to the way that he was at such a young age made me violent today.
right.
Right?
See, one of my favorite, I still watch him to this day. It was Corey X Kenshin. I mean, Joppa. That right? Where's my samurai? My samurai at? No? Right, right. No. Okay. Oh, awkward. Watching him in third grade, like that was my goal. And I mean, he was still in college when I started watching him. And I mean, honestly, I used to watch him just because he was playing like horror games, and then he also played Yandere Simulator, and I just found it so fun to like watch him play because he was just so like I wouldn't say relatable because this man was like freaking. I was like in third grade, and this man's probably like in his 20s, so I couldn't say he was relatable, but he was just like so endearing to watch because it's just like watching him grow and like seeing him be able to like accomplish the things that he wanted to do. Like now he's making his own like manga series, and it's like
Oh.
I was watching this man in his freaking like parents' basement, and now he got his own house, making his own manga, and like people know him just he's Big Baller 3000. I aspired to be like him. Watching him used to make me want to become a YouTuber. Like, right. Um, and then I really used to love watching Aphmau. Right. That was my
I
go.
like to.
Popular MMOs, Pat and Jen, I loved them. Those were my goats because they were just so chaotic. Like Pat was really chaotic and Jen was really mellow. And so it always evened it out. So like I was getting enough of like chaos in one video, but like a lot of calmness too. And they were always playing some lucky box challenge, and it was just hilarious to watch them terribly fail.
Monkey Boss Challenge.
Lucky block? Oh my god, she might be racist, y'all. She might be racist. This wraps it up for today's episode of Talks with JC and whatever
Mm-hmm.
I got going on. I told her to come cute, guys. I told her to come cute, and she didn't listen.